Hey, how's it going? How are you? Doing well? I hope you are, because today is a momentous occasion. It is the big 20, the 20th episode of the Phizcast. Isn't that cool? How cool is that? I've been doing this for 20 whole entire episodes. That's like 200 minutes of recording, of just me talking. That's crazy, man. I'm not very good at this whole trying to stay on one subject thing, especially alone. Like, I could talk for hours and hours with others, but alone, it's a lot harder for me. I don't know. I don't know why that is, because I don't feel I have too many interesting stories to tell that I can remember that I can stretch out into 10 minutes. Or I think that it's hard for me to monologue, I think. Just to go off and say things without looping back in circles 100 times while on the same subject, unless it's something I'm deeply, deeply knowledgeable about, which is most of these things have not been. It's just stuff that I think about on the spot, Stuff that just runs through my head all the time. You've had those thoughts too, right? I'm just out here putting them down, actually having other people listen to them, which is interesting to me because you guys listen to me. It's weird, What do you do that for? Just to hear someone else talk. That's all it is. Talk about their opinions and how it has nothing to do with you. It doesn't have to. But you choose to absorb that information that I provide. And whatever you do with that, I don't know. I don't think I ever will. But you do, and I appreciate it. You come in with the episodes that I upload in my horrendously inconsistent upload schedule, which I will try to get to. I'm going to try and get that to one every 2 days or so. I'm just really bad at finding the time and concentration to record as well as like subjects. Again, if you want, I don't know if I've said this before. If you want me to talk about something, by all means, leave a comment. If you know me on Discord, go ahead and tell me. Anything that you want that I think I can talk about, I'll try. I can't do this alone. Even though it is a solo thing, I am not doing this alone by any means. I don't know. I don't know where to go from here. I don't know. I guess I'm super excited, I'm excited that I've been able to do this for 20 episodes. And even though it's relative to other things, it's a super small milestone. It is big to me. It shows that I could. It shows that I can, and it might show that I can keep doing it. That's a pretty decent thing to talk about, I guess. Relativity, not the theory of or any of the scientific thing, but how things relate to other things or how things compare. What people, especially now that I'm back in like athletics and stuff, because it's the season, it's that time of the year, baby. Now that I'm back in it, everything is based off of comparisons. Like you really think about it a lot more now, how someone else is better than you or how much better you are than someone else. But if you PR, if you get a personal record for yourself and someone else goes and beats that and says it was a bad jump, does that by any means mean that yours was bad? No, it doesn't. It does not at all. While there are things that you may not be as good at than as other things, if you put your best into it, that's all you can do. If you do everything you can to be the best at what you're doing in that moment, what more can you do? You're putting everything you can into it, even if it's disappointing to someone else, even if it's not as good as someone else. You're doing your best. That is the limits of your capabilities. And there's always going to be someone out there that's better than you. And if you are the best at it right now, there's going to be someone who's training to beat you. Guarantee it. So you think about it. And I see all these people getting like so sad and so angry, and they're beating themselves up over the fact that they didn't do as good as someone else. And then I just asked them, I said, did you do your best? Did you do everything you could in that moment to run? And they say yes. And I'm like, what more can you do? You can work harder to get better so that next time your best, that bar that you've set as your best, can get even higher, and you can improve and go farther and take strides that you haven't before. Or there's times where I say, did you do your best? And they say, well, no, I didn't do my best. I had a hurt leg and I was breathing funky for some reason and the wind was all blowing in my face. And I said, no. Not do the best you've ever done. Did you do your best in that moment? Did you do everything you could right then to work at finishing the race or jumping the farthest or throwing the farthest? Anything. This applies to anything, not just track, but anything. In that moment, did you do everything in your power to do your best? And if the answer is yes, then that's it. You did what you could. Now, if you come back to it and break your record and do even better than you did, you're still doing your best. Every time you go out there, if you do your best, if you don't slack off, if you don't try half-heartedly because you don't believe that you can do any better, or because other people are always going to be better than you, then you're never going to get anywhere. That's the long and short of it. If you give up because someone else is better, then there's no reason to compete. And there's no reason to improve. You should instead use that as motivation, as fire in your soul, to get better and to find the limit and push it farther than you've ever taken it. That's what I try to do. I believe that in the moments that I'm doing whatever I do, if I enjoy what I'm doing, I do my absolute best. Now there is a bit of a catch there. When I don't enjoy what I'm doing, I hardly try at all. Chemistry. But that's not much to do with it. I mean, it kind of is something to do with it when you think about it. If you don't enjoy it, but it's necessary, you might as well try your best anyway. Because at that, if you're not working yourself to death, then you can try a little bit harder. Try a little bit harder to study for longer, or to train a little harder, lift a little more, run a little farther, sing a little higher, sing a little lower. Anything you want to do. And it just depends. It really does depend. If you enjoy what you're doing, I believe you're going to do more to try and bring out the best in you than if you're not enjoying what you're doing. I can firsthand account for that because I know specifically when I'm doing things like singing or gaming or even running sometimes, I know that I'm motivated to improve because I'm going to keep doing this. Because I know that no matter what happens, as of right now, I enjoy this. I am doing everything I can to enjoy it. And when I win, I enjoy it a lot more. So why not try harder? Why not try and get to that stage where you win? So you can keep doing it and then keep getting better. There's no reason not to. Of course, there's technicalities, but that's another story. I'm thinking that's a pretty good place to go for that. I don't know, there's still a minute left. What else can I say without talking in circles? Sure, let's do a big ol' thank you for the 20th episode milestone. Thank you for all of you who have stuck around for me, listening to my round and round rambles. That's not a bad name for something. Listening to my round and round rambles of doing your best and being inspirational and being afraid and being sad and scared and mind blown and everything. Everything I've said. Thank you for listening. I really can't thank you enough. I'm doing this for fun, I'm doing this just to prove that I can, and potentially to practice for what I want to do for the rest of my life. But I suppose it really does depend. I don't know where the wind's going to take me, because I don't know which way the wind blows. But I'll just keep going, keep on pushing on, and I have those who are with me to thank for that. Thank you. Thanks to Verness, my lovely editor, my friend who's helped me put these all together. And if you've seen his little shout out in every one of the descriptions, thank you very much. And thank you again to all of you here in my bed, sitting here and recording these. Every time I'm thinking about how you guys are going to react, and it's always been pretty good. I don't think I've had a single dislike on a video yet, which is very happy. Even though it's a small audience, you guys treated me well. Thank you very much for tuning in this time, and all the times before this. And cheers to many more episodes. That's all for today. I will see you when I see you. Bye-bye.